City Council member Amanda Edwards. Welcome to the latest episode of the Edwards Empowerment Talks. I'm excited to have you join us. Empowerment is a word that is more than just part of a slogan. We believe that when people are empowered, change happens, and that change spreads. When we started our Community Empowerment Signature Series in 2017, our goal was to create programs that educated, equipped, encouraged, and empowered the people of Houston to be the solution in tackling issues in their communities. The goal for the Edwards Empowerment Talks is to inspire you with stories of perseverance. We want to remind you that where you are today is not where you must remain. You are only limited by your own imagination. If you're focused and work hard, you can defy the odds. The individuals whom we've interviewed during our Edwards Empowerment Talks have taken what may be something that appears extreme in nature, but ended up resulting in unbelievable victories and triumphs that changed their lives and their communities forever. We'll be bringing you stories of some of the most amazing people that we know. You're not going to want to miss a word. Thank you so much for joining us. Our guest today is Karina Gonzalez Edwards, principal ballerina for the Houston Ballet. Karina has such an inspiring story. Before making history by becoming the first Hispanic principal ballerina for the Houston Ballet in 2013, she moved to Houston from Venezuela to study dance at just 16 years old. She later went on to dance in the Nutcracker while nearly 6 months pregnant. That's right, 6 months pregnant. Welcome, Karina, to the Edwards Empowerment Talks. I'm so glad that you're here to join us today.
No, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Now, we know what you do now and how you've risen to fame now, but tell us a little bit about your background growing up in Venezuela. I'd love to hear about what your childhood was like.
Yeah, well, I started ballet when I was 7 years old.
Okay.
And it wasn't something that I even dreamed to do.
Okay.
It was kind of destiny, I guess. My mom was looking for folk dance for my sister.
Okay.
And somehow asking in the street, they sent us to the ballet school. Yes, I ended up doing the audition when I was 7, and I go to the school.
Okay, so tell me, so when you went through the ballet school, something pulled you towards ballet. And you were just interested in it, you asked your mom, was it your mom's idea? Tell us how that happened.
Yes, when I did the audition, my mom decided then, well, okay, so it happened, so let's just try for a couple days and see how that works. I started a few classes a week. I think we started with 1 or 2 classes a week, and every year you add a day a week, and she saw that I loved it. I loved to be in the studio. I loved the exercise. I was a very active little girl running around, so she thought that I was a perfect activity to do after school. And the first year we actually hid it from my dad.
Okay.
It was our little secret.
Okay.
But my first performance of the Nutcracker with the main company in Venezuela, he came and saw me on stage with the professional dancers. So that was the day that we decided that was a thing to do, and we wanted to do it for many more years.
And so when you shared this with your dad, was he excited? Was he apprehensive? Tell me a little bit about how your parents received this.
Well, my mom never told him that I was doing classes.
Yeah.
And I think it was like a secret, like, hey, let's come to see this show. And when he saw me on stage and he saw me with the main company, he absolutely loved it.
Oh, wonderful.
And after that, he was also the one kind of taking me to ballet classes.
Oh, wow.
And helping me with the whole process.
Okay.
They saw that I have the passion for it, and the teachers also helped me to like it even more, to really work for it, and I was passionate from day one.
So,
and yeah, I was 7 and I graduated when I was 16.
Okay, so at what point did you know that something was unique here and you had a very special talent?
I would say when I have the opportunity to be with the main company in a couple of ballets. I think we have a professional company in Caracas, and I think I was 16 when they gave me opportunity to do Clara in the Nutcracker.
Okay.
And I wasn't professional yet, but they saw something that I actually thank Sam Wilson, who is my mentor, and give me the opportunity to kind of dance with professionals when I was still in the school.
Oh, wow. So you went from being in the school in Venezuela to now moving to the United States. How did you end up getting to the United States?
That was, for me, I guess a miracle, because the director from Tulsa Ballet in Oklahoma, he heard that there was many talent dancers in Venezuela. So he went to Caracas and did an open audition there.
Okay.
So that day, I remember working super hard in the class. I remember being so sore the next day, but I knew that was my only opportunity to kind of come to the States and make a dream in here.
Yes.
He offered the contract, and I remember going home and telling my mom first, hey, I have an opportunity to go to the States and be a ballerina in a company there. I remember crying, and my mom supported me from day one.
Yes.
Of course, when I told my dad, that was a whole another story, but he knew that was a dream and an opportunity for me to make my dream come true.
Well, Karina, we're going to ask you to hold that thought. We've got to take a break really quickly, but I'm going to start back with learning how you made the leap, because a lot of the time when we are trying to live out our dreams, we've got to confront fears, and your fear of making the leap from Venezuela to the United States. So we'll be right back.
Okay.
Karina, thank you so much again for your insight and your interesting story. Now, when we left off before our break, we were talking about the move from Venezuela to the United States. How were you able to confront your fear and make that leap?
Well, I think it was just because I knew that was my opportunity to fulfill my dreams.
So you knew, you believed in yourself, and you believed that your dream was worth fulfilling.
I did, yeah. I knew that joining a company in the States gave me opportunity to first perform incredible ballets.
Yes.
Also to kind of keep growing as an artist. And
Yes.
I knew I needed it. Of course, it wasn't easy. I knew that I left my family behind. I came alone with without speaking any English.
Say that again?
I didn't speak any English.
So you came to a country at the age of 16 by yourself, no family, no support, and you didn't speak the language. So that sounds like some pretty significant obstacles to me. How did you overcome those?
I think I was just blessed to have incredible people around me. When I arrived in the city of Tulsa, they sent me to a house, to a family, and it was wonderful to kind of give me the opportunity to have that transition. I remember one of the members of the family, she speaks a little Spanish, so that's how she kind of helped me to get around those days. To find an apartment, the company members, they will help me to find a place to stay. The director in the company, he was Italian, so he will help us a little bit with his Italian and Spanish to understand. But I knew that ballet, we don't speak in ballet, we just move and we dance. So I knew that I don't need to speak English. I just wanted to dance, and I wanted to perform. So I knew that was my way to kind of survive in here.
And that was your language?
And that was my language.
So you could express yourself through the power of dance. And so tell me, how was it in the beginning? Was there a learning curve? Like, was it easy, difficult? Tell me how your transition was.
I think I feel like they saw my talent from the beginning in the company, and I knew that I have a future in here. The director really trusts me. He really believed in me. So I feel like that was my strength. I knew that was my opportunity to do what I loved, and I knew that my family was behind, and I didn't even know that I was going to see them again. Like I remember jumping in that plane, and I was like, when I am going to be back home? But 6 months later, I actually have the opportunity to go back and saw my family, and I feel without that opportunity, I can't even picture where I will be today.
So tell us, let's move to transition to that. So you go from coming to the States, you move to Oklahoma. So how do you become the first Hispanic principal ballet dancer of the Houston Ballet?
Yes, so I was in Tulsa Ballet for 5 years. I started when I was a core member,
Okay.
and a few years later, I became a principal dancer in there.
Okay.
I have the opportunity to work with Stanton Walsh and dance with 2 of his pieces in there. And I fell in love with his work, and I knew I reached my position in Tulsa, so I knew that I wanted to keep growing. I wanted more as an artist. So
you didn't think you had reached your peak. So sometimes when we have our dreams, sometimes it's okay to dream again and dream for more.
I think that's what I feel like. I wanted more,
Yeah.
and I feel like, especially as a dancer, you never stop growing.
Yes.
So I knew that I wanted to keep hearing new comments, new corrections, I wanted to perform more ballets. So I decided to audition for Houston Ballet, and I got a soloist contract during that time.
Wow.
So yeah, I decided, I didn't even think about it twice. I came to Houston. I also knew that Houston is a very cosmopolitan city.
Yes.
I know there is a lot of Spanish communities, so I felt like it was a good decision.
Yes.
So I came in 2010, and 2013 they gave me the promotion as a principal dancer, and since then I've been in the company. I love their working here.
Now tell me this, when you moved to Houston and became a part of the Houston Ballet, did you think that becoming the principal ballerina of the ballet was in reach?
No, at all. I never thought that they didn't have a Hispanic principal in the company, especially a female principal.
Right.
So for me, that has been an honor completely to have that title, and I feel like that also pushed me every day to kind of keep being an example for Latinos. That even if you are not in your country and you leave your family and your culture and everything behind, you can reach for your dreams in here, and it's an honor for me to kind of have the opportunity to be an example for especially young generations right now.
Absolutely. And Karina, one of the things that stands out about you is your positive energy and your desire to want to make sure that you are setting a great example to other people to follow. And so I thank you for that. I also want to get a little bit of insight. A lot of what we see are triumphs and successes. Have you ever had any bad days when I know your feet hurt sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I think our body is our tool. I know every day we wake up and we're perfect.
Yeah.
But I think I kind of keep putting in my mind that if you don't work every day, you will reach for your dreams in there. So I feel like even if I'm tired, even if I haven't slept because I have a baby at home, even if sometimes we have little injuries, then we have to kind of work through.
Yeah.
I just want to work for it, and
keep pushing.
Yeah, and especially like as a dancer, it's not forever. We only have a few more years to perform and to kind of keep that energy on stage. So I feel like I just wake up every day and I want to give my best, and people to see that if you really work for it and work really hard, you can find what you dream.
Well, Karina, this is so insightful. I think one of the most insightful components of your story actually happens to be, you mentioned the little baby at home. Now, is it true that you were dancing while still 6 months pregnant? Please tell me how that happened and how you kept yourself motivated, because I think people who are watching may find that to be really deeply inspirational.
Yes, I have the opportunity to dance a big role when I was 3 months pregnant.
Okay.
Of course, I was praying every day that everything will be healthy.
Yes.
But thank God everything was, and I did one of the biggest ballets that I ever done. It was Marilyn. And I just think also I have a fantastic partner that he kind of support me, and he was very careful through the process. And I was 6 months, I was on stage, the Nutcracker, but I wasn't doing anything major physically, but I feel like I really wanted to still be on stage. And since I was 7 years old, I have done the Nutcracker. I haven't missed one Nutcracker since then.
Not one?
No once. Okay. So I was like, okay, what? I need to be on stage, even if it was for like a walking role. But I feel like I needed to do my classes every day, still active, and I felt better when I was exercising than when I would stay at home. I think it's just because my body is used to doing exercise every day.
Right.
And I had my baby, and 3 months later I was on stage again.
Wow.
And I have the the amazing family that is supporting me. And
Right.
I think that's the only way. And I admire every working mom
Yes.
then still do it, and it's you work during the day and you're an incredible mom at night. So.
Right. And so I think what I'm hearing from this story is it's not going to always be easy, and there's going to be difficult moments, but having the support system around you is helpful. Keeping a positive attitude and trying to do your best to continue to keep your eyes focused on your dreams is kind of the way you saw how to approach this, right?
I think you're completely right. I think those components are your success, and it's just not just you. I always feel like the people around you also make you become who you are now.
Well, Karina, thank you so much for sharing such an inspirational story. If somebody wants to learn more about you or want to get a little bit more information or follow you on social media, can you tell us what social media they can follow you on?
Oh, I'm Karina Gonzalez Edwards in Instagram.
And we're not related.
We're not related. And also you can go to houstonballet.org and you can see our season and our company for more information.
Well, Karina, that's all we have time for today. I really want to thank you for being such a wonderful example and role model to others and being a huge asset to our community, and of course for being a part of the Edwards Empowerment Talks. That wraps up our latest episode of the Edwards Empowerment Talks. I hope that you were empowered to take hold of the life that you were destined to live so that you can be the solution for your own life as well as the lives of your family and community. Special thank you to Karina Gonzalez Edwards for joining us today, and stay tuned for information on our next episode of the Edwards Empowerment Talks.